At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
All right, let's do this. We're doing the Wednesday show tonight. So just a heads up. Tomorrow's show tonight, going down tonight. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Hope you guys are doing well. Been a crazy 24 hours. Oh my goodness. I know the baseball game's going on. It's another one of these impromptu live streams. Not really. Not really, because at least this one, we have some structure to it a little bit. All the streams yesterday were completely, okay, the Monday morning show wasn't, but then everything after that was, including the Discord live chats too. It was actually kind of wild. Yesterday was awesome. Living the dream. Had to love what happened yesterday with getting Anthony Black. A lot of new subscribers. Views are through the freaking roof. Patreon supporters are killing it. Look at you guys. Look at you. Patreon rocking. And, of course, you know what? I'm also not here if it's not for the sponsor of the Pig Trail Network YouTube channel, which is, of course, Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company. These guys offer same-day services. Emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year, free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best results. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's 501-244-3667. We have a little bit. We've got some stuff to discuss. I wanted to go live like an hour ago or so, and then the wife came home with dinner, and I was getting caught up on what footage is out there from today's practice. We got to see the Razorbacks, got to see them practice a little bit, just the footage. Obviously, I wasn't there, but got to watch what was available out in the ethos on the internet. Some things kind of stood out to me a little bit. You could take away tidbits. You could take away little things here and there. when you watch those, if you look closely enough. And, of course, the title of this video, by the way, I'm wiping out the live. You're not going to see live on the titles anymore. You guys know I'm live. I've been doing the live shows for a while. I do have some ideas for some other short videos that are scripted, that are edited, that will come out. But you'll know what's live and what's not, clearly, because these are all, if they're not 45 minutes, they're an hour plus. So you guys are smart. You're PTN. Either your lurkers or your Discord people, Patreon supporters, or longtime viewers. You know when I'm live and when I'm not. As far as like the length of the videos, you have a pretty good idea of what the content's going to be about. So, or what the content, what it is, whether it's live or edited content. So keep an eye out. I'm trying to work on some edited stuff. I'm working on one right now, as a matter of fact. I'm hoping to get it out later this week. I'm hoping tomorrow or maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Some edited stuff, edited content coming your way. Yeah, so I watched the footage, like I said. Listened to Sam Pittman talk on the radio, and then we have some news about some transfer portal people. I think that's pretty there's some good stuff out there, right? We talked a little bit about some of the targets or some of the high profile people that were where did that list go? I have it here. Hang on just a second. I have a list. Yeah. There's a list of names. If you follow this Twitter handle, @EvaMaya, they posted this on the 26th. It's the names of big-time players in the portal. And their top 10 are Terrence Shannon out of Texas Tech, Brandon Murray out of LSU, Will Richard out of Belmont, Xavier Pinson. No, he's not coming to Arkansas. I've already had two people ask me that. Noah Friedel out of South Dakota State, number 5. Jalen Bridges at West Virginia, number 6. He's a forward. Jalen Llewellyn, my bad, from Princeton, and a name that I'm about to talk about, number 8 on this list, and again, this is another name I know I've butchered, Fardaws Aimaq. Fardaws, it's Fardaws Aimaq out of Utah Valley, and we're going to talk about him here in just a second. Nick Honor out of Clemson and Eric Stevenson out of South Carolina. And they do have, according to these folks, they have Fardaws rated as a 5-star in the portal. His high school evaluation, he was a 2-star, if I'm looking at that right. Now, I don't know what they're basing that. I guess that's maybe their own numbers. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. I don't see any explanation as to where they're getting some of these rankings. I'm pretty sure these got to be composite rankings, I would imagine, because clearly if it was just 247 or Rivals, they would say so. Or maybe it's their own. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'd never heard of these people until I saw this posted yesterday on Twitter. Someone retweeted it, and I caught it on Twitter. So we're going to talk about Fardaws here in just a second. And we're also going to get into some other stuff. Arkansas after a big-time quarterback. I want to get that. I want to talk about that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of what I liked about some spring camp footage that I've seen so far, and a certain player who's caught my eye now twice. Well, I think it was the same. It was the same video from today twice. I think really this is only the second amount of footage that we've seen from camp. Trying to ask around what people are seeing, what people are liking. I'm not getting a lot of feedback at the moment, but a little bit here and there. So I want to talk about that a little bit and just kind of what we're looking at spring camp. Then, of course, we're going to discuss what's going on. What the hell is going on at the quarterback spot? And we've got, and I love that someone posted this in Discord because I wrote this up at 5:24. There's a website that did a too early top 25, and then I noticed someone in our Discord also posted this from Heat Check. They're too early top 25, and I think that's worth a discussion. So do me a favor, if you guys haven't already, please like the stream. Make sure if you haven't already, and I swear we're gaining subscribers every time we go live, and I love it. But if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, share the content, hit the like, all that stuff. Check out all the links provided for you down below. I think we just added a Patreon as we just went live here. Rob R. has just joined the Patreon. I just got the notification. Now, he probably did this earlier, and I just got the notification, but shout out to Rob, man. I think we might break 40. We'll find out here in the next couple of days. For the first time ever, we might actually break 40 Patreon subscribers. I can remember being on cloud 9 when I had 10 Patreon supporters. And we're pushing 40. And even if we don't get 40, I'm still just, it's amazing. It's awesome. Oh, boy. Little Rock's on top, 4-0. Preston Reedy's giving us the scores. Yeah, and I realized, too, the game's going on and all that. So I'm my goal really is to keep this under an hour. I promise that's my goal, but you guys know how it gets. When I'm reading chat and I'm going, we got a little bit to discuss here. Sometimes you just can't help it. You go 55, 60 minutes on accident, not even realizing. All right, yo, I made a live. Says Bamsy, what's up, Bamsy? Long time no see, my guy. How you doing? Hog Dog says, glad to hear Pittman is working on wide receiver with Hornsby, so we'll get into that. Hornsby's speed is too good not to have him on the field. How do you watch the practice? Yeah, I watch what you guys watch, whatever's available on out in the ethos. What's good, Ty? Man, it's been a good week. It has, Ryan Jones. You are correct. Boy, could you imagine dropping this game to Little Rock? Didn't Arkansas baseball lose to them in a midweek a couple of years ago? What's up, Shahid Mustafa? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing all right. The school I go to is in the same conference as Utah Valley where Aimaq plays. I've gotten to see him in person a few times. I think he's good enough to hold his own in the SEC on both sides. Yeah, I'm not saying that guy's name's 5 times. I'm not doing that, Anthony. Sorry, man. I'm not doing it. I will be. So on the 16th of next month, we're going to have the open scrimmage, and I'm going to be there. If it's open to the public, I'm going to be there. Hell, if it was open to the public today and I knew about it, I would have been there. Well, I'd try. I got to pick the kids up from school and everything. So I would try like hell to have gotten there today. Are you going to watch the All-American game tonight? I might catch a little bit of it. Maybe. Possibly, Seth. I might. I'm going to try. What time is it? It's at 8 or 7:30? What time's tip-off? Yeah, he's from Canada. You're right. He is from Canada. That is correct. Talking about that center. So let's start with that. And then we'll get to Malik. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. How about – well, no, actually, before we get to that, let's talk about this quarterback really quick. 5-star quarterback, Jaden Rashada. Pretty big kid, 6'4". I think he's a $190. Has interest in Arkansas and will be visiting soon. The date is not locked in, but I think he's going to try and be here for the scrimmage. I think that's his goal. He says it's either going to be 16th of April or sometime after that. But I know I'm going to be down there, and we'll meet Coach Kendall Browse and Coach Sam Pittman. So just a heads up on him. All right. So let's start with this. Do we want to let's start? I tell you what. Let's go ahead and start with what's going on with Malik Hornsby. So Sam Pittman, and I did listen to the segment. It's also out. I don't remember where I saw it. Is it Hit That Line? I think Hit That Line had it. So shout out to Phil Elson, who interviewed Sam Pittman today. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So he made the comment, the team has restructured practice to give backup quarterback Malik Hornsby reps at wide receiver. He said they want to have him and KJ Jefferson on the field at the same time. And I did listen to it, so I found it, and that's part of the reason why it took me so long. I thought it was going to be a 5-6 minute interview, like a real quick, hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're looking forward to I think they go full pads. I didn't hear him talk about that, but I think they go full pads like on Thursday maybe. I'm pretty sure they do that this week. I could be wrong on that. Someone double check and don't quote me, but I think they do. Spring camp's a little weird with how they do things and how things are structured, but it's pretty clear that they want to have KJ and Malik, and we saw this in the Outback Bowl against Penn State. We thought we were going to see more of that last year, and we did not. We didn't see it. We didn't see it during the regular season. It made sense because you don't want to hurt your QB2. You don't want him to get a little banged up. Now, let me make something perfectly clear about this situation. Now, he was a guy, when he was being recruited, there were schools that had offered him, as far as I know, and I know there's always, well, family members are saying that and former teammates are saying this, but talking to the people that I've been fortunate enough to talk with, maybe, you never know. You never know what's real and what's not real when it comes to recruiting, but he was recruited and wanted to play quarterback. Now, I think you always hear, and we've talked with players. I've talked with players' families before, and I can tell you, I think they all say the same thing. Oh yeah, they'll play any position, but really, when it comes down to the individual, the player, I think it's a little bit different. I think the conversation that the player has, privately with the coaches, and then what kind of escapes that meeting. Sometimes you get a little bit of that. And I think, too, he had kind of made it pretty clear he wanted to play quarterback. It reminds me a lot of the Matt Jones. For those of you who are old enough to remember his recruitment, some schools had offered him to play wide receiver, and I think Oklahoma was one of them, wanted him to play wide receiver. And Arkansas offered him to play quarterback, and, of course, he came here. And clearly he should have played wide receiver because then he tries out to, a position he did not play during college. He goes to the NFL Combine as a wide receiver, and he drops jaws, dropping that, 4.37 40 laser time at the Combine. But he had a pretty good rookie year too down in Jacksonville. But so I'm not shocked, and I did tell you guys a while back. I said I've made it pretty clear that he was recruited, and the rumors at the time, and again, this is coming from, Otis Kirk mentioned this a while back, and I think he went public with it on Twitter about, listen, all that was smoke. And at that point in time, I think it was. I think what happened was maybe a little bit before spring camp, they had a conversation. And I think it's pretty clear that Kendall Briles and Sam Pittman got together and decided, you know what? We're going to give this a shot. We're going to try and install some more packages. Look, like I said, we thought we were going to see more of this last year. And by the way, that doesn't mean he's moving to wide receiver. He's still at the QB2 spot. Sam Pittman made that pretty clear today. They're kind of alternating what quarterbacks, like how they do their reps. I think he mentioned they're going to do one instead of 1, 2, 3s. They're going to go 1, 3, 2s. So he's still quarterback and he's still QB2. And Coley might be on his heels. I don't think Pittman really talked much about that, but so it's exciting, right? I mean, listen, whatever's going on, it's exciting. No matter who's saying what, we heard it from the man himself today. That's what matters. He said, "We're gonna try this out." And Malik Hornsby, I'm hoping, and I'm hoping that's kind of what I'm hoping he's good with it. And I want to see it happen. I don't know anybody who doesn't. I mean, Malik Hornsby, when he's on the field, he's probably one of the 3 fastest players on the team or on the field at all times. Like, he is that level of speed. If you watch him, I remember first time I got eyes on him in the spring camp, that dude takes up 10 yards so fast, so quick. I mean, he's down the field. It's like every time if he were to really tuck the ball, not hesitate, and just take off running, it almost seems like it ought to be a guaranteed, as long as he's running upfield, north-south, not trying to just get out of bounds, which sometimes you got to do to avoid getting hit and worried about your possession and everything and not fumbling the ball. You see guys that just take off to the sidelines, clock management and things like that late in games and what have you. But as long as he turns it upfield, that's a guy that takes up 10 yards pretty quick. And then to have him and KJ on the field at the same time, oh, my God. So I was watching their I was watching their footwork drills. They did footwork drills quite a bit, and they were showing it. I was surprised. I guess I've never really focused on KJ's got some swift feet, man. For someone who's 6'3 and a half, 200 and whatever he's at now, I guess he's 240. That dude's got some swift feet. He's got sweet feet. Him and Malik both. You could just tell, and they do this other drill where it's similar, where they're working on their footwork and then they're throwing the ball. I have seen him do that before, and I've kind of kept an eye on KJ since he's been on campus. I've watched enough footage of him during practices. He just everything you're hearing about him looking slick is legit. I think so far he's having a pretty solid camp, and you're hearing that in multiple places where it's smooth. And obviously that's also, you've got Kendall Briles back for year 3. You've got the same coach, same head coach, same receiver, OC, same offensive coordinator, right? You made some position changes. You went from one receiver coach to another. But it's still Kendall's system. KJ's been here long enough, right? He knows what to do. And it's showing, and that's got to make you feel so much better about what's going on, or what's happening so far through spring camp and what they're going to be able to accomplish. But I was really impressed with KJ's footwork, what I saw in that film. Now, I couldn't tell you, like, watching him throw the ball, he still looks like he plants his feet pretty well and looks like he's got some strength behind that arm of his. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Didn't see Malik. I didn't see Hornsby. I didn't see him running any routes. All the quarterbacks were wearing black jerseys. Didn't see him running any routes. I've tried to reach out to people, and that was another reason why I took a little bit, because I was kind of waiting on a couple people to respond. And but I don't know that we saw him run any routes today. If they did, I didn't see it in the footage. I'm not saying there's no footage of it out there, but I'm saying what I saw. I did not see him working out with wideouts. So it's pretty clear that Malik Hornsby, and we're going to talk so much about this now because this is finally confirmation. Like, I feel like even though there's been a lot of rejection from certain members of the media, and I think they were right. Again, I think they were right. I don't think at the time when those rumors were real hot and heavy back in like December, I remember going into the Outback Bowl. Oh, Malik's going to, he's going to play a lot of wide receiver in the Outback Bowl. It didn't happen. There wasn't any truth to it. What they did do, and I think there was definitely some levels of truth, maybe some slight levels of truth, that he was on the field at the same time with KJ, and they did have a package that, again, we've been waiting on all year to see. So I think we're going to see more of that, and I think too, and Sam talked, we could see him line up different positions at wide receiver. You can have him line up in the backfield with KJ. You can have him line up just about anywhere, where he's an eligible receiver, and that's interesting. Now, something else that he brought up, and we're gonna kind of transition from the Hornsby stuff to what Sam said today on that interview. I think this is the first time he's talked to anybody on the radio in a minute. I think it's the first he's talked since maybe did he talk to Tommy Kraft and Ty Richardson after signing? I can't remember, or maybe Josh Bernaccini. But something he said that was interesting to me is he talked about AJ Green. He mentioned that AJ Green had missed some scrimmage time and how that hurt him. What he was referencing was spring, because you guys remember I talked about this so much last year, and I'm saying the same thing about another player this year. You heard it from Pittman himself. Go back and listen to it on Hit That Line. You can go listen to the whole interview. He said that he missed some scrimmages, and they do a lot of scrimmages during spring camp, and he said that hurt him. Why did he miss? He was back in Tulsa. Listen, you do you. He's a track guy. Again, I know my dad hates me talking about this because I harp on it so much, but it's the truth. And now we have Pittman confirming it. He said it hurt him. It set him back. And we talked about that during the season. I said it's going to set him back. I love it when I get confirmed from the man himself, because I got confirmed. I said that's going to put him back. And it did. We saw he didn't get a lot of carries. He looked a little out of place, kind of like Devo Davis on offense. What I said about him during the first half of the season for Musselman, I said he's like a square peg in a round hole. I kind of felt that way about AJ Green. He looked awkward, even though he had a couple nice games, right? That just if anything, that just showcases his ability. That's what that did. You've got the same thing going on with a certain player right now, and a kid who I can't wait to see, and that's Isaiah Centenia. He's not here. He's missing out on spring camp, and he's going to miss out on some scrimmages. So how much does that set him back? And now you've got Malik Hornsby working out a little bit with the receivers. Again, we haven't seen it, but Pittman talked about that being a possibility. All right, it's not a possibility. I think it's just going to happen. So here we go again, man. I mean, a big-time player. We're sitting here trying to figure out, like, what does the wide receiver, what does it look like? What are they, how great is the transfer from Oklahoma? Hazelwood. What about Ketron Jackson? Now that we're on the topic, let me transition into the next thing that I was talking about earlier. The guy that kind of shined, there's not a lot on him if you go back and watch the footage. Warren Thompson, the Florida State transfer, looks like when he runs those little warm-up routes that they do where it's like they're running a comeback or a hitch route. Dude looks like he's shot out of a cannon. He looks lighter on his feet. He looks quicker. He looks like an NFL wide receiver. Now, I don't want to put it all on him, right? I mean, I'm not sitting here telling you guys, oh, he's going to be a badass. Remember what I said about John David last spring. And Alex, my neighbor, we went to both of those open spring practices that they had, the scrimmages. Both times we were like, okay, John David's going to be a part of this offense one way or another. He never saw the field. So what you see, whether or not it translates into fall, it's anybody's guess. But I was pretty shocked. I thought Ketron looked not Ketron. Who was it? Was it Ketron? I thought I saw Jackson. I thought I saw him out there running routes. I was impressed with Warren Thompson. I'm not going to lie to you. And KJ does look, like I said, KJ looks every bit what you're being told. He just on that little bit of footage. Again, you're missing a lot, right? I don't know if they're still. I think they're still giving the media limited time. I haven't thought to ask anybody. Actually, I probably should, but I think they're giving them limited time, just like the last season, last couple of years. I think last year it was like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Which would make sense because it looks like most people who are posting the videos, I think they're all under 20 minutes, so that would probably make the most sense. Let me read chat here really quick. I'm way behind. I've been popping off at the mouth. I call it, been saying that Hornsby needs to use his speed at wide receiver. I know you have, Dad. I know you have. I was going to text you today and tell you got your wish. The Hogfather. Yep. Argy 56. That's the Hogfather. Warren just needs to catch the ball. Yeah, and he did. Yeah. He had, 3 games where he had at least 2 drops, and then I think it was Pine Bluff where he dropped the ball like 4 times. Yeah, you're not wrong. Arkansas is getting crapped on in baseball. That's not a good. Give us a score update. Someone give us a score update. I don't have it pulled up at the moment. It is a midweek game, so don't panic. I don't think they're going to break the 150 runs in the month of March like I wanted them to. That's okay. Oh my gosh, 5-0. It's only a second, so we're good. What do you guys think about Pujols? For you, I know Pops is obviously a Cardinal fan. What do you guys think about Pujols signing that year deal with the Cardinals? Isn't that awesome? Golly, man, that is so cool. Hornsby versus Centenia race. I'd take Centenia, but I think it'd be close. It's a midweek game. It's all the youngsters. Yeah, I didn't see the lineup. I didn't see what they were doing. Didn't we lose an ugly game to Little Rock? Yeah, I just talked about that at the beginning. I thought they did. I think they actually got smoked. I think Little Rock beat them pretty bad, if I remember right. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up with someone else, but I'm pretty sure it was Little Rock. Not last year, but maybe the year before last. They just took a dump on him. It was bad. Haas says he looks like wider. Who are you talking about? Oh, okay. He looks like wide receiver 1 for sure. Thompson missed spring last year, and I think it's going to be extremely beneficial for him. Yeah, it's a big deal to get him out there, and I'm really excited. Warren just stands out to me, and there were times last year watching what footage that was available coming out of fall camp, if I remember right, where he looked the part, but he just looked so much faster. He just looked faster. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon. I still hate pull holes. That ball still ain't coming down. Yeah, isn't it fantastic? Yeah, Arky 56 gets his wish. I know he's been saying that, and a lot of people have. A lot of people have been. And listen, I've always said there's always the possibility because of his speed, but at the time, it just wasn't being confirmed anywhere. No one, who gives you the solid information, media folks, were confirming it. Then you had a couple people that were like, "No, that's not happening right now," and now it's happening. So it's good. It's good to see. Well, I guess it's good to see that they're trying to make moves. They're trying to get him on the field one way or another. You can't let talent like that just sit on the sidelines, right? Okay, got to go, but I'll leave you with this. Here we go. The pronunciation for the basketball transfer is Aimaq. Aimaq. Yeah, So I did catch footage of him earlier. I found some stuff, but I didn't have the sound on. I was just watching, I had it muted because I had some other stuff going on. I was just trying to watch him. So I probably should have, just so I could hear them say his name. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah. Really quick, we'll get back to we'll get back to football here in just a second. Did we talk about Chance Moore? Chance Moore, for those of you who don't know, he's in the portal. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of that. And by the way, if you're just now joining or you've been here but yet you didn't hear me mention it, this is the Wednesday show. There's not going to be a Wednesday show tomorrow. I've got some stuff I'm shuffling around a little bit. Wasn't entirely sure if I was going to be available at the normal time, and I thought I think I've got everything I need. I know there's probably going to be some more talking points, obviously the baseball game tonight. So anything that we miss later tonight or tomorrow or Thursday, obviously we'll address it on the Friday show. Times after spring camp we're probably going to just completely drop the 11 o'clock shows. Or maybe we'll do a couple 11 o'clock shows and then some stuff in between without any announced times. So just like I've said before, just make sure you've hit the notification bell and all that if you're already subscribed. Or make sure you're in our Discord so you know for sure. If you guys have any questions, you can always hit me up there. I respond really fast in our Discord. I got an email from a guy who said he's a big fan of the show. And I loved what he shared with me. Keith, I hope he doesn't mind me sharing his name. I tend to not share names when people email me. But I'm a huge Razorback fan. Or hey, Ty, big fan of the show. I'm a huge Razorback fan and also a collector of vintage clothing. As such, I have a huge collection of 1994 Final Four apparel. Have a look at the collection on Instagram. Is he offering to send me? Hold up. Is he offering? Are you in chat by chance? If you're listening to this, I'd love to maybe send you some legit vintage pieces for some kind of shout out or whatever. Well, I'm giving you a shout out now, my guy, because I saw your stuff on Instagram and I thought that was pretty neat. If nothing else, just wanted to show you something you might appreciate. I always appreciate hog merch. I'll tell you that right now. He's got some shirts. I might pull that up here in a minute. I might just have to pull that up. He's on Instagram. Listen, I'm horrible at Instagram. I'm rarely there. His Instagram, if you want to go look, it's N4_F4. So N4, N as in Nintendo, 4_ F as in Frank 4. So if you guys want to go check out some of his stuff, he's got some shirts. He's got all kinds of merch. I mean, you just scroll down forever. And I'm loving it, dude. I mean, it's some vintage stuff. We might pull it up, too, here in just a second. But shout out to him, man. I appreciate the I don't get emails very often anymore. I used to. It's funny. When I first started doing the emails ceased when I started doing live shows. They stopped. I don't get email. Like, that's probably, since I've been doing live shows, that might be the 7th email I've received, honestly. DMs still flow. And obviously people reach out to me. I think it's because I'm so open on Discord. You guys can contact me. You can at me on Discord. You can DM me. So that's probably why the email stopped. But I don't get emails anymore. And it's always fun to open up my Gmail and have someone with kind words like that and showing me some really cool old school 94 Razorback basketball merch. Really cool. I understand Chance Moore decision, but I really liked his potential as a 3-and-D type wing. Yeah, he just unfortunately just didn't hack it, and just too much talent here. So someone said it's pronounced Aimaq, right? Let me scroll back up. Where is it? Aimaq, right? Isn't that what he said? Because I don't want to keep butchering this guy's name. I've already been finger wagged at by someone because he didn't like the way I was pronouncing names. So Aimaq. Ryan Jones says it's Aimaq. Yeah. John Hawes says I gotta head out, but I'll be back. He's got to get some stuffed jalapenos. Bro, you talking cheddar? Are we talking cheddar? Jalapenos. Did you watch the dunk contest? Nick Smith got robbed. No, I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't. I watched a little bit of their practice. We thought we were watching the live, like they were doing something live, you know. We're on Discord and we're like, oh man, there's no energy here. What's going on? And then they keep talking about Monday, the announcements on Monday, and I'm like, but it's today's Monday. What are they talking about? I had no idea they had a little behind closed doors scrimmage that they recorded. So yeah, that was definitely a blonde moment. Pretty sure Aimaq has had multiple 2020 games. So here's what he said. They are all in, by the way. There were some people who talked about him. I guess Arkansas flew out there. I don't remember who the hell said that, but I guess Musselman and the staff have flown out there to see him, to see Aimaq. I hope that's right. 6'11", 250-pound forward, or center, rather, out of Utah Valley. They finished 20-12 on the record on the season. He had about 19 points a game. He averaged double-doubles, 19 points, 11 rebounds per game. He won back-to-back Western Athletic Conference Player of the Year awards. He was overall Player of the Year last year. And here's what he said. Kentucky, Texas, Texas A&M, Florida, Gonzaga, Oklahoma, Texas Tech are among the other top programs. Or no, he didn't say that. I'm sorry. That's not the quotation. I've got that quoted wrong. I screwed that whole copy and paste up here. So far, I tried to copy and paste this quote. So far, I'd say Maryland, Texas Tech, Gonzaga, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Houston have been prioritizing me the most. Those coaching staffs are calling me daily, often multiple times a day. Can you imagine Musselman? Of course Musselman's buzzing his phone. You know what he's telling him? Like, dude, and you know what's funny? I can just hear him pitching him. I can hear him like, we are stacked. We talked about this here last night with Anthony Black and kind of discussed what was going on and what they would do in the portal. We had Ramon himself was on, and he said, listen, they're going to go after big. I can already tell you that's what they're doing. Everyone nailed it, and we all nailed it. You guys in the chat were right. Like, you need to go after a big. You need to go after a big. Do I think they have a shot at landing this guy? Why wouldn't you? I mean, no, I don't know who's coming back. It sounds like Devo Davis signed a NIL deal with Raising Cane's, so you feel really good about him coming back. Now, keep in mind that I don't know what that deal looks like. That may only be an off-season deal. It may end in October. We have no idea. I don't know what that deal looks like. It might be a short-term deal, right? But I have a feeling with the NIL stuff, you have something on the table. Arkansas does. And you got to feel pretty good about Devo, right? You got to feel pretty good about, I feel like J-Dub, despite his very cryptic post that he had on Sunday, I think it was. Despite that, like, I still feel pretty confident he comes back. I mean, this dude, you've got USA Today, and I get it. Like, people don't take USA Today serious. I don't know what they did to lose that respect, or maybe they never had it. I don't know. I've always thought, like, aren't they one of the premier, like, media organizations? Like, why? I don't know. Then again, I kind of do the same thing with ESPN when it comes to recruiting. Like, when football recruiting, I don't take them very serious, if I'm being honest. But regardless, I mean, you've got someone like a big publication like USA Today saying he's a first rounder. They have him at the tail end of the first round. And they weren't the only ones. Listen, you had some other folks in the media who had Jalen as one of in the Sweet 16, going into the Sweet 16, talking about some of the more talented players and draft-eligible players. He was making those lists as well. So I don't think they're alone in the belief that he could be at the tail end of the first round. But I feel like you're getting him back. No matter what, I think you're getting him back. So imagine pitching that to this guy, to this 6'11", 245-pounder out of Utah Valley, Fardaws Aimaq. I feel like that's a pretty easy pitch. Yeah, and by the way, we've made back-to-back Elite Eights, bro. Like these other schools, how far did Kentucky go this year? Texas did pretty decent. And you got to understand their situation. Texas A&M, never heard of her. She didn't make the tournament. And then she cried about it. Or he cried about it. Buzz cried about it. Florida, what have they done, right? We beat the Zags. Oklahoma beat us, but we made the tournament. I think when the year went on, we were definitely a better team. Definitely a better team. I don't think there's even a question about that. I think you never know. Kentucky's always going to be a competitor. Texas is going to be a competitor. Those are known big programs. Texas Tech is still rolling pretty good despite the coaching change. But I feel like Arkansas is the hottest program in college basketball right now, despite getting eliminated out of the Elite Eight. Maybe Duke because they're in the Final Four and they've got the number one class, but obviously Duke's not pursuing him. So at least of that bunch that's mentioned there, Arkansas is the hottest program. Yes, they're hotter than Kentucky. Yes, they're hotter than Texas, Texas A&M, Florida Zags, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, whatever. They're hotter than all those schools. And they potentially have 2 one-and-dones coming in this class. Maybe 3. I mean, hell, who knows? Boy, that would be insane, wouldn't it? Don't see that happening, but never say never, man. Who would have thought you would be where you're at? Maryland is also in that mix, and we've seen what's going on with Maryland. So, and then what he had to say about who would be a good fit, he said, being surrounded by players that make me better is also important. And he told this to a Red Raider insider, I believe. I'm going to draw a lot of double teams, so having shooters that can capitalize when I'm doubled will benefit the team. I'm telling you, man, I think the Hogs have a good shot here. I'm not saying you get him, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. Doesn't mean you'll get him. You know how this portal works. You just never know. It changes day to day. Speaking of the ranked 2 or the too early top 25 heat check, whose page is not currently loading for me. Well, that's wonderful. They rank Arkansas in their too early top 25 at number 1. I don't know what's going on with their website. It's not working. Okay, you guys tagged me. Hornsby pulls double duty at Arkansas. So he did practice at wide receiver. There you go. Is it confirmed? I mean, is there footage? Are they showing footage? Because everything I saw, I did not see him running reps at wideout. I saw him in the black jersey, and I saw him going through passing drills. I didn't see him running any routes. Let's see what they're saying. Well, it's an article. Let's read this really quick. Is this my guy, Otis? What's Otis saying? Arkansas returned to the practice field today with one player getting work at two positions. There we go. Redshirt sophomore Malik Hornsby got some work at wide receiver through the majority of his day at quarterback, except cameras didn't see it. Or maybe I missed it. Running back A.J. Green talked about Hornsby playing some receiver, likely going forward in addition to quarterback. Actually, I'm pretty excited to see him. Hold up. Let me pause that stupid video. Okay, so actually I'm pretty excited to see him wherever we end up putting him at on the field, because that man is fast, Green said. I'm just glad to see he's willing. Listen to this. I'm just glad to see he's willing to do anything to help the team try to get some wins, get in the end zone a little bit for us. I'm excited to see what he can do. On defense, shout out to Otis Kirk, by the way. I've talked to him a lot, and I've told him before, I'm going to get you on here and I'm going to interview you. We'll do it live. On defense, quarterback Kari Johnson won't have to worry about going against Hornsby in a game, but practice is a different story. Johnson says he's a Swiss Army knife. Like, he's got speed and a top talent. I'm just excited for him. Like AJ said, wherever we put him out in this offense, I feel like he's explosive talent. Raheem Rocket Sanders also impressed with Hornsby wherever he ends up playing the majority of the time. He says, actually good to be able to get him in there for his speed, Sanders said. I feel like he's good. I feel like he's a good quarterback, but I feel like you could put him in any position, and I feel like he can execute it just with his speed and his IQ of the game. So there you go, man. You've got folks. Thank you guys for tagging me on that. So I guess there is footage. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I watched. I don't even remember whose footage it was now that I think about it. I want to say Whole Hog Sports. We get a good big. That's the last piece of the national title puzzle. It says Brett G. I think you're on to something, Brett. Then he could counter Barkley's Auburn propaganda. What are you talking about? Ty, I have legit sources that Arkansas is going after Shaq's son from LSU, Sharif O'Neal. Oh, Charles, are you in our Discord? Hit me up, bro. Read more. It's interesting. Well, I mean, I figured I would go back to, okay, well, if you want me to keep reading it. Definitely seeing, I don't know who they're quoting here. Oh, my bad. I skipped down here. Sanders has been getting a lot of first team reps with Dominic Johnson sidelined. In 2021, Sanders rushed for 114 times for 578 yards, 5 touchdowns. Caught 11 passes for 109 yards and a touchdown as a true freshman. He says, definitely becoming a one, just seeing different holes, Sanders said. Just seeing from last playing second and third string, that actually helped me to become a one. Helped me to become a one and see better things. Being a one feels like it's a big role, is a big role. I feel like just that right there made me want to be a leader, not just for the running back room, but for everybody as well. Green, the other true freshman running back, is also getting some first team reps in 2020. Wait a minute. Whoa. What is this? Did you guys tag me in something old? Oh, okay, my bad. He was a freshman in 2021, yeah. Honestly, I haven't really been thinking too much about how we're going to be lining up and stuff, like our depth chart, because I know our room right now is pretty stacked. We have a lot of people that can go out and play and run. We're all just ready for whenever we get the opportunity on game day, no matter where we're at. Yeah, okay. Well, there we go. We read it. They're going to return to the practice field on Thursday. So I'm pretty sure they're going to go full pad on Thursday. The article doesn't mention it. But I'm a big fan of AJ Green. I am too. The guy's got legit speed, man. That's another guy that's pretty quick. I don't know who's faster. I'd love for him, Bishop, Hornsby. Devion Warren has moved on, but if he were still around, I'd love to see Devion Warren get in the mix. So, yeah. Again, appreciate who shared that article. Poindle in Discord. Appreciate that, man. Patrick, thanks a lot. So, yeah. What are we at here? 51 minutes, right on time. There we go. I said we'd keep it under an hour, but then started thinking about it a little bit. Arkansas is getting kind of blown out. Do we have an update on the score here? What's going on here? What are they doing? Appreciate Haas on the share. I think he had to go get himself some what was it? Cheese stuffed jalapenos or whatever it was. God, that sounds good. What's the score? What do we got on this ball game, you guys? Are they losing still? I mean, surely. I'm trying to pull up. Takes it a minute. Yeah, still 5-0. Top of the third. Looks like Little Rock's got a man on second with 2 outs. Yeah, they're playing. Oh no, that's Little Rock. I was looking at these names. I was like, wait a minute. Home stats. Got some guys not off to a great start here. It's still real early. Yeah, and you got your midweek guys in there. Like, I wouldn't panic too much. I mean, even if you drop this, it's midweek. I've had to tell people this for years. Even when they went on their Omaha runs, like, dude, it's midweek. Like, just relax. You'll be okay. I promise. Maybe not. Maybe you're not okay. Maybe it's a sign of things to come, but you just never know. I don't think so. I'm back in here. Well, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying your cheese stuffed jalapenos. Still missing a rim protector, even with Aimaq. Can only take so many charges. Need to alter shots in the paint. I think. I thought they did a pretty good job of that. I think a lot of times though you did see J-Dub, Jalen Williams struggle a little bit defensively. He could guard the post. I mean, he was all right. He wasn't like an elite level rim defender, but he's pretty good. I thought he was pretty solid. Big Aimaq question. Can he guard the pick and roll? If he can't, he's going to have to learn. He better. I mean, what I only watched a little bit, and it was mostly like what he was doing on offense. He looked like a pretty solid defender, though. Did you talk about J. Will? If so, I'll have to go back and listen to that. What about J. Will? I haven't talked about J. Will. If you're asking about whether or not he's going to transfer, I talked about Devo getting a NIL deal, but we haven't talked about J. Will. We could get some news on him sooner than later. I don't know how much there is to it, but I there's kind of been some. I talked about it a little bit in our Discord in the Patreon Discord page, which you can only see if you're a Patreon member and you're in our Discord. But I talked about it a little bit, where I also mentioned I talked a little bit about Hornsby. Yeah, we might have some news on J. Will. I'm just not sure how legit it is just yet. It might be some NIL stuff. I'm not real sure. But there are some. The ground's starting to shake a little bit, so we'll see what's going on. But if you're in our PTN Patreon, I talked about that earlier today on our Patreon page. So I gave you guys a little snippet of what we discuss in there. We need Aimaq. I agree. I think he's got to be. I agree with that 110%. I think he's got to be he is a big win for them in the portal if they can land him. Like, your offseason has already been legitimate. Offseason for Muss has been legit. I mean, obviously you've got this great class, and then you talk about what you've done postseason. You make it back-to-back Elite Eights. I mean, overall the program is headed in a wonderful trajectory. Did I say that right? Maybe I didn't. Had us a good Hornsby discussion in there. Gotta come off that $4 to see. It's $4. Listen, that's just a little tip of the cap to you guys. Like, the Patreon just goes towards helping out the channel, and I do appreciate it. But I figured, like, you know what? I'll give them their own. You get the kick-ass neon green on your Discord name, and you get access to that page. Oh, Hog Barbecue's Ed Hatcher. What's going on, man? Okay, it's good to put a name to some of the other names. But I do agree, Aimaq is a big target for them. And, there are some other names out there. I mean, I wouldn't panic if you don't get him, but he's definitely a big target. He's got to be I think he's a must. Trey Biddy says Hornsby does not have receiver skills. Yeah, he didn't. I mean, that's not shocking. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I thought I read somewhere where he did play a little bit of wide receiver in high school, but he was definitely a quarterback. On his defense, Aimaq averages 10 defensive rebounds and a block per game. Right, yeah, but I mean, that only kind of tells you so much though, right, Mike? I mean, I do appreciate the stats. You're our stat guy, but you really got to watch, right? You got to keep an eye on how he plays the post and how well he really defends the rim. I mean, one block per game, that's probably about to be expected when you consider his size and position. Brandon Murray wouldn't be a bad one either. So the other names, I have that list here. If I can find it. Monday. The Monster Truck Rally. Where's the freaking Monday list? Yeah, it was Chad Ford who had the top 16 NBA draft prospects still in the tournament. That was going into the Elite Eight. And he had Jalen Williams on there. So, again, for people who are just writing him off, like, that one publication's making that comment, they weren't the only ones. Who did you say? What was the name that you said? Brandon Murray. Is he on this list? Yeah, out of LSU, he is. I mean, I figured he would be somewhere in there. They've got him at number 2. I don't remember his size, but he's a shooting guard. I think they're looking for someone. I don't know Brandon Murray's numbers. He is a 5-star in their transfer ranking. I feel like they're going to look for a true big physical 4 or a 5. And like I said, Aimaq out of Utah Valley is a 5-star. He's their last 5-star on their list, ranked the 8th player on this list. We know his size. He's a big dude, 6'11", 245, 250, somewhere in there. And he's going to have multiple years of eligibility, by the way, because they have him listed as a redshirt sophomore. So that means he'll have at least, I'm guessing that means he's going to have 2 more years of eligibility. So, I'd just like to have a player nicknamed Big Maple. Yeah, we don't need another guy. I agree. I think they're probably going to look for a big 4 or a 5, guys that can move well. I agree, John. We did have a good Hornsby discussion. I want a big with good footwork. Yeah. JD Note gets 1 block per game, right? I mean, I hear you. Stats only tell you so much, right? And considering that guy's size and his position, that's not surprising, right, with about a block a game. Okay, that's going to do it. That's the Wednesday show on a Tuesday night. I do appreciate you guys, Patreon supporters, sponsors. Well, the sponsor of this show, Direct Service Overhead, Travis Ford and the boys. Discord, Patreon, sponsors, everything. Thank you guys. You guys help make this possible. Again, I won't be live tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday. I'm sticking with the 11 a.m. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. Like I said, I'm going to be coming down off the 11 o'clock stuff maybe sooner than the end of spring camp. We're going to kind of restructure. There might be some random lives. I mean, just make sure you're subscribed. That's the great thing about this. It's not like radio. Oh, no, I missed it. Now I can't listen to it. Nope, it's going to be here. And even if you're not here live, it stays posted, clearly. You guys know that. And if you have the notification bell and you're subscribed, you'll know. You should, not all the time, you should get a notification pushed to you. But I try my best to give you guys a heads up when I'm going to go live, like I did tonight in Discord. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Woo pig, and I'll see you guys Friday. Go Hogs. Let's hope they can rally and beat Little Rock tonight and tomorrow, assuming tomorrow's game doesn't get rained out. Woo pig. Go Hogs. I'll see you guys.